Now that Zeus is down to a normal size, you get to start to chop him up with a pretty badass sword. Now there's 4 different stages to this fight, and 2 of them are pretty similar. This is a hard fight, I'm not gonna lie. It took me a while to get it done, to learn the timing of how to parry his different attacks. But essentially what you want to be doing is parrying every lightning bolt that he shoots at you with his fleece, and taking advantage of every opportunity that you get to slice him. Now, a couple quick notes. When you parry one of his attacks, one of his lightning bolt attacks, he's going to do this very furious charge at you that you cannot block, and it does a lot of damage. Right there, that attack right there, he'll do every single time that you parry one of his lightning bolts. What I usually like to do is just jump up in the air twice, let him go underneath me, and then slice him a couple times after he stopped moving, just like that. Because I ended up with so little magic after this, or after the first part of the boss, I don't really use Kronos' Rage very much. But if you use that against him, that stuns him really well, and you can get a lot of really solid attacks on him. Let's see what else. Also, when he's getting close to you like that and he starts to punch, you can block his first 2 punches, but when he does his 2-handed ground slam, you cannot block that. So just keep doing the same thing over and over, returning his attacks, and then slicing him once or twice after he's done his attack, because he kind of freezes for a second after he does one of his attacks. Getting down exactly how to time his different attacks is really important, because the 3rd stage of this boss is going to be exactly like this one. So being able to parry his attacks and get that magic and health is really important. So now you're on to phase 2 of Zeus, and he has 2 different general style of attacks. Is the best way to put it. He has these very slow and easily avoidable attacks that you cannot block, and then he has these very fast blockable attacks. So what I like to do is, after he does any attack, just hit him once or twice, either by pressing square triangle or just pressing triangle. And then as soon as I've done my attack, hold block, because he's either going to be doing one of his fast attacks that you need to be blocking right away, that's going to be very hard to avoid, or he's going to do one of his slower attacks that you can pretty easily avoid. His leap attack, like he just did a couple times in a row there, and his sword swing attack, and obviously anything that takes a while for him to do, you need to get out of the way up quickly. And like the first phase of this boss, you will see him attack with these exact same patterns again. The last phase of him is almost identical to this. except on the last phase of this boss, he has an electric shield around him, which makes it more complicated, but it's still essentially the same thing. So just keep chipping away at his health. That's the important thing. Don't get greedy and try to do like a big combo on him. You're not going to get more than 2 hits on him at a time. So just keep plugging away. His attacks in this phase are much more difficult to parry, so I wouldn't even try to do that. Especially because he's so much faster in this stage that if you do parry one of his attacks, there's a good chance you're not going to even hit him with the return attack that you do. After you do enough damage, he's going to have this circle over his head, and you just got to keep tapping circle like you usually do. Oh, stab him in the gut. And then smash him over the head with this pillar.
Destroy